my Son the Fanatic. Hi, my name is Parvis. I'm about 50 years old. I have a lovely wife and a son, and I work as a taxi driver. My family and I live in England. We moved there from Pakistan.
Hello, my name is Ali. I'm 20 years old and I'm Parvis' son. I'm a devotional Muslim.
Hello, I'm Bettina, and I can make you feel really good. You want to know how old I am? That's a secret.
It was for Ali that Parvis worked long hours. He spent a lot of money paying for Ali's education as an accountant. He had bought Ali good suits, all the books he required, and a computer. And now the boy was throwing his possessions out. You don't play your guitar anymore.
There are more important things to be done.
Parvis couldn't sleep. He went more often to the whiskey bottle, even when he was at work. He realized it was imperative to discuss the matter with someone sympathetic. Parvis had been a taxi driver for 20 years. Half the time he had worked for the same firm. Parvis talks to the other taxi drivers at his firm. I can't understand it. Everything is going from his room, and I can't talk to him anymore. We were not father and son. We were brothers. Where has he gone? Why is he torturing me? Tell me what is happening. The reply was almost real. They had guessed something was going wrong. Now it was clear. Ali was taking drugs and selling his possessions to pay for them. Bettina had known Parvis for 3 years. She lived outside the town, and on the long drives home, during which she sat not in the passenger seat but beside him, Parvis had talked to her about his life and hopes, just as she talked about hers. They saw each other most nights. He could talk to her about things he'd never be able to discuss with his own wife. Once he had rescued her from a violent client, and since then they had come to care for each other. That night, when Parvis told Bettina that he suspected Ali was on drugs, to Parvis' relief, she judged neither him nor the boy, but said,
It's all in the eyes. They might be bloodshot. The pupils might be dilated. Ali might look tired. He could be liable to sweets or sudden mood changes. Okay?
And there's nothing else physically different?
No, but he's growing a beard. So they abandoned the drug theory. Besides, Ali wasn't selling his belongings. He threw them out, gave them away, or donated them to charity shops. As Parvis watched Ali, he was praying. Parvis was puzzled but relieved. Bettina, he's praying 5 times a day! 5 times! Why is he so fond of religion?
You should talk with your son about that. Take one night off and talk it all over.
The next day, Parvis went immediately to the street corner where Bettina stood in the rain.
What's happened?
I've just had the worst experience of my life. In the restaurant, the waiter, whom Parvis knew, brought him his usual whiskey and water. Parvis was so nervous he had even prepared a question. But before talking, he took a long drink.
Don't you know it's wrong to drink alcohol?
Parvis had explained patiently that for years he had worked more than 10 hours a day, had few enjoyments or hobbies, and never gone on holiday. Surely it wasn't a crime to have a drink when he wanted one. Each time Parvis took a drink, the boy glared at him. This made Parvis drink more quickly. The waiter, wanting to please his friend, brought another glass of whiskey. Parvis knew he was getting drunk, but he couldn't stop himself. Halfway through the meal, Pavel suddenly lost his temper and threw a plate on the floor. The waiters and other customers were staring at him.
Where have I had time to evict? You have not in fact lived a good life. You have broken countless rules of the Quran. For instance, don't you enjoy pot pie? Well, you are not model to cook pork sausages, saying to her, you're not in the village now. This is England. We have to fit in.
Pavel was so annoyed and perplexed by this attack that he had called for more drink.
The problem is this. You are too implicated in Western civilization.
Implicated? But we live here.
The Western materialists hate us. Papa, how can you love something which hates you?
What is the answer then, according to you?
The law of Islam will rule the world. The skin of the infidel will burn off again and again. The Jews and Christians will be rooted. The West is a thing of hypocrites, adulterers, homosexuals, drug users, and prostitutes. My people have taken enough. If the persecution doesn't stop, there will be jihad. I and millions of others will gladly give our life for the cause.
But why? Why?
For us the reward will be in paradise.
Paradise? But how would that be possible?
Pray. Pray beside me.
What has made you like this? Is there a particular event which has influenced you?
Living in this country.
But I love England. They let you do almost anything here.
That is the problem.
For the first time in years, Pavel couldn't see straight. He knocked the side of the car against the lorry, ripping off the wing mirror. Back at the house, as he got out of the car, Pavel stumbled and fell in the road, grabbing his hands and ripping his trousers. He managed to hold himself up. The boy didn't even offer him his hand. What had finished Pavel off was the boy saying he was giving up his studies in accounting. When Pavel had asked why, Ali said sarcastically that it was obvious.
Western education cultivates an anti-religious attitude.
And in the world of accountants, it was usual to meet women, drink alcohol, and practice usury. But it's well-paid work. For years you've been preparing.
I'm going to begin to work in prisons with poor Muslims who are struggling to maintain their purity in the face of corruption.
I feel as if I've lost my son. I can't bear to be looked at as if I'm a criminal. I've decided what to do.
What is it?
I'm going to tell him to pick up his prayer mat and get out of my house. It will be the hardest thing I've ever done, but tonight I'm going to do it.
But you mustn't give up on him. Many young people fall into cults and superstitious groups. It doesn't mean they'll always feel the same way. That's the answer. You must tell him what your philosophy of life is. Then he will understand that there are other beliefs.
People have to treat one another with respect, particularly children their parents. This life is all there is, and when you die, you rot in the earth. Grass and flowers will grow out of my grave, but something of me will live on.
How then?
In other people. For instance, I will continue in you. But while I'm here on earth, I want to make the best of it. And I want you to as well.
What do you mean by make the best of it?
Well, for a start, you should enjoy yourself. Yes, enjoy yourself without hurting others.
Enjoyment is a bottomless pit.
But I don't mean enjoyment like that. I mean the beauty of living.
All over the world, our people are oppressed.
I know, but still, life is for living.
Real morality has existed for hundreds of years. Around the world, millions and millions of people share my beliefs. Are you saying you are right and they are all wrong?
Oh, look out there! That's my son.
Slow down then, slow down. He's good looking, reminds me of you. With a more determined face. Please, can't we stop?
What for?
I'd like to talk to him. Where have you been?
The mosque.
And how are you getting on at college? Are you working hard?
Who are you to ask me these questions? Your father, who is a good man, is very worried about you. You know he loves you more than his own life. You say he loves me. Yes. Then why is he letting a woman like you touch him like that? What kind of woman am I that I should deserve to be spoken to like that? You know what kind. No, let me out.
Never!
Don't worry, I'm getting out.
No, don't! But even as the car moved forward, she opened the door and threw herself out. Back at the house, Parvez opened Ali's door. Ali was praying. Parvez kicked him over, then he dragged the boy up by the front of his shirt and hit him. The boy fell back. Parvez hit him again. The boy's face was bloody. Parvez was panting. He knew the boy was unreachable, but he struck him nonetheless. The boy neither covered himself nor retaliated. There was no fear in his eyes. He only said through his split lip,
So, who's the fanatic now?